several different neighborhoods. It's broken down into subsections with different entryways. There's 4 playgrounds. We do have the amenity center, which you're in now, the swimming pool. A brand new pool is coming at Windermere. It's just finishing up. And then the developer said, informed us that they're currently now scheduled to finish the Kensington pool by this coming swim season. There's 4 dog parks. You can see where they're listed. 7 miles of walking trail. There's an amphitheater coming right to the north of here, and that will not be included in your HOA. That's planned to be included in your POA.
Okay.
Okay. And then there's a 50-acre lake right next door as well. These are just a summary of where all your association dues go for. So we look at, hey, what's a high-level estimated cost for the developer besides the land, the streets, the utilities, all the brick walls and so forth? What did some of the amenities cost? Well, the amenity center that you're in right here with the swimming pool cost over $2 million. Again, this is all commercial grade. It's not residential. It has to be commercial grade. It's a different type of material they have to use. The pool at Windermere costs $620,000. The pool at Kensington is forecasted to cost $700,000. We have 4 playgrounds. We have 4 dog parks, 6 gazebos. So that's an estimated of $3.8 million in developer costs that the developer spent with amenities. And these amenities, when they're completed, the ownership is transferred over to the homeowners association. So this is what we call a land use map. So inside all the yellow areas are what we call your HOA. So we have all the common areas in green inside the yellow. Now the POA is responsible for all the center mediums. So all the center mediums that are in red fall under the POA's responsibility. Yep. And we do have handouts up front that there was an agreement with the city that was signed October 16, 2016, requiring the POA to take care of the center mediums. So that would be water, electricity, insurance, landscaping, replace any damage, any theft. The POAs are, all the center mediums in this map here is the responsibility of the POA. And the agreement, we have copies right there.
And the amphitheater is outside of.
The amphitheater is Stephen, you point to the amphitheater, please. Yep, thank you. Okay. Yep, and then we have all the red. Steve, point to the red. The newest area coming online now is the Kensington area up in the top right. The dog park is already built. There's about 7 homes that are under construction. There's 1 series of townhomes that are finishing up, another series ready to begin, and then all the landscaping is currently being installed. Okay, so when we get into financials, this is your Mercer Crossing North POA, and this is your financials, and the reason why it's draft is our accounting department finishes the financials by the 25th of the month. So after the 25th, it'll go from draft to final and be posted online. So this is your POA. This again pays for all your center mediums. So the POA at the end of December 31st, 2020 had $30,100 in the bank. And the negative bracket in accounts receivable means that people paid in advance. So their payments were due in January, but they paid in December. Finishing up the year with accounts payable at $28,000. Notes payable is monies that the developer put in. So the notes payable are $6,800. So what does it cost to maintain all your center mediums? Where does your $300 go? Right here you can see the brackets in red. These are your year-to-date costs from January 1st through December 31st for 2020. We took in all the income from your assessments, and the builders pay what's called a cap fee. Every time a lot is sold, the builder pays $300 and the monies go towards the POA. So we took in $261,000 and our total costs were $169,000, and we had a positive income that will roll over to the next year. So the North POA budget for this coming year we budgeted $274,000. Going to put $50,000 away, we estimate, for contingencies. Something happened with a storm, something happens with a power spike, or something we want to make sure we start building up a fund so we have extra money for capital improvement projects or infrastructure repair and maintenance that could be unforeseen. Then coming for 2021 budget, our GA will be $10,800. Liability, because we have to have insurance on all the center mediums, is $3,600. Utilities were forecasted at $30,000.7. Infrastructure and maintenance will be $19,500. Landscaping and irrigation maintenance, landscaping is $103,000. Irrigation maintenance is $30,000. And again, we're going to put $26,000 towards the reserves. Now, when we switch over here at your Mercer Crossing West Homeowners Association, we finished up the year with $40,000 in the bank. Again, dues that were due in January, some homeowners prepaid in December. That was $47,000. That's why that's a negative. We did finish up the year with $379,000. We'll take questions about that when we're done with the presentation. And then the developer put in $52,988. So if you look up what's all the expenses, you look up here in the upper right-hand corner. Again, this is from January 1st through December 31st. It's $464,000.7 in income that came in. That's from all your assessments. Homeowners pay assessments and builders pay assessments. So all those builder lots you saw, builders pay assessments as well. And then we have our GA was 36.4. We pay taxes, very small amount because you're a nonprofit, but we do pay some taxes, $271. Insurance, we have to insure this building, the swimming pools, the dog parks, the playgrounds, all the common areas. So insurance was $114. Utilities was $133. Our infrastructure and maintenance was $59.2. Our landscaping was $290,000. Irrigation maintenance was $55,000. And then our townhome expenses, because we separate the townhomes on the P&L statement, separate, all the expenses for the townhomes are separate, and the townhome expenses were $20,800, bringing the total expenses to $616. So what's going to happen next year? Next year, what we're doing is we're forecasting income of $1,499,000. That's from all your assessments, all the cap fees, and on all the fees, you see them listed here. And then we're going to have some outstanding payables for last year of $263. And then our GA is 58.2. Insurance will be $167. You see how we have the townhome insurance broken out separate? And again, the Homeowners Association is responsible to insure the whole exterior of each townhome. We have utilities at $145.9, infrastructure maintenance at $68.7. And then we have the pool, not only this pool, the pool in Windermere, and also the pool in Kensington we budgeted for, because all three pools are scheduled to be complete by this summer. Our pool expenses will be $124.3. Our landscaping expenses are going to increase this year because at Kensington will be fully installed and we'll have a lot more common area, another dog park, and a lot more common area is going to come online. Irrigation maintenance, we're going to reduce because we took care of a lot of issues. So we're forecasting reduction in spend for next year. And then we have the townhome expenses, building repairs, pest control, general maintenance, landscaping, and so forth. That's $87,000. And we're looking to start a reserve fund for the townhomes of $5,500. So your expenses will come to $1,499,000. That's what we're forecasting for 2021. Okay, so what are we going to do moving forward? Moving forward, the Board of Directors will begin planning an annual meeting to include an election. One homeowner will be elected, and then we'll also appoint a homeowner. Right now, there's 3 members of the board. We're going to increase the board from 3 to 5. Go ahead. Yep. We have Brock Babb, he's from Centurion American, he came in during the presentation, right? And he is a board member as well. We're also looking for volunteers to get feedback from the community on landscaping, on finance, advisory, and social. We're looking to set up committees to get feedback from homeowners. According to your CCNR documents, when your homeowner association is at 75% sold out, right now as of today, we're at 74.3 sold out, so it's going to trigger the 75%. It's required according to Texas State Property Code 209 that we do move forward with putting one homeowner on the board, but we want to move forward with two because we want additional feedback from the homeowners.
Hi, everyone. Ron Corcoran. So, not to slow down Michael's presentation, but what we're going to do with there's 3 board members right now. They're declarant-controlled board members. Anyway, one person will be elected, and one person will be appointed. And we're going to at 75%, we have 120 days for the state regulation, but we're going to do this as soon as possible. As far as we're going to put out a notice for a homeowners for election, and then we're going to also appoint one. So we're going to have 5, and then we're also going to look for committees, and one of the committees would be a finance committee. So if you have finance experience also, and we would like to meet you, we're probably going to do this within the next 2 weeks. They'll probably be back here in 2 weeks.
Thank you, Ron. Okay, so what is the role of Essex management? We have over here on the left-hand side the role of Essex management. We can read it all, it's for everybody, and this presentation is posted online as well. Over on the right, what are your dues paid for? We have a list, a summary of what your dues pay for. And then we're going to go ahead and adjourn the presentation at 6:34, and we're going to move it over to question and answers. Again, we ask that one question at a time. We allow that person 2 minutes, and then we'll respond.
I have a couple written ones I want to
Go ahead, sir.
get out real quick. First off, I think there was a little bit of confusion on one of these.
Sean's reading questions people submitting online. We'll open it up to the floor as well.
This might be more of a broad question. It says, why must the members pay for the operation of the amphitheater if it will not be owned or controlled by the POA? My understanding is that the homeowners will not have free access or profit from the amphitheater to whom the rental and use fees for the amphitheaters go to. And I'd let them know that the construction is not facilitated by the dues from the POA. As for the rest of the question, I'm not exactly sure who would be operating the amphitheater and who would be profiting from the amphitheater, whether the association or to be owned privately or owned by the city and operated by the city.
It won't be by the city. I'm not 100% sure who would maintain and operate. I think it would be Centurion, but that's something I'd probably feel more comfortable with finding out from Mercer first, and then answering appropriately. That way there's no confusion or misleading information.
Okay, perfect. And then for Michael, we have from Chelsea Cook, it says, can someone comment on why the Mercer Crossing North Master POA was slated to increase by 200 from the 300 to 500, though you showed we had a surplus for the year? I know it was indeed not raised, but transparency on why it was considered with the surplus in 2020.
Okay. The reason why the increase was considered is because there's a couple projects that that we would like to move forward with, replacing some landscaping and changing from some electric powered controllers to solar powered controllers. There's a very good ROI on that. So the reason why it didn't go from 300 to 500 is because the board chose to push those projects to 2022 because of the increase that we needed for the Mercer Crossing West.
So, if you look at this, page 3 of the packet, so you have the, just to be clear, can we go to the map, please? On the map, you have the POA, which is the Master Association. And everything in red in the streets is landscaping. It's irrigation, it's insurance. And then you have Mercer Residential, everything inside the yellow. And all the green would be common area, exactly. So this is the POA, and then all of this is Mercer Residential West, correct? So we have a handout packet of the Mercer North Master Property Owners Association. And so that, Michael had brought it up earlier, that's signed October 16, 2006. And that's the agreement from prior to Centurion American buying the property, that the association had to pay for the maintenance of the streets. It was a separate, but it's online also. So we're going to look at that. Our opinion is you pay a PID tax, you pay HOA dues, you pay city taxes. So we might want to look at it and see if we can get the city to maintain that. And that would save $300 a year. So you might want to take a look at that.
Thank you. Sean, could we take some questions from the homeowners?
Yeah.
Okay, I think this young lady, can you please come up to the microphone? Thank you.
And then as previously stated online, any written question I can't get to, we will respond via email. Or you can pull it, you can pull it right off the stand too if you like. You have to turn this on. Sorry about that. Sorry.
All right. So Talia Jackson, I live at 1765 Prescott, and we have had obviously a group with people communicating. This is my first meeting, so there could have been some of these things communicated, but a couple of weeks ago I actually heard something that was interesting, and it feels like it's appropriate. And leadership isn't just delivering good news, but delivering it in doses that people can understand and handle. And it feels like, from my perception, and I don't know about the rest of the group, no one knew this was coming. So even tonight, it feels like it's just really a recap. And so I think what I would like to know, and I think what a lot of people would like to know, is how did you not have a handle to forecast what would be needed, or the communication rollout to tell people how much it was going to be. Currently, it looks like it's a bait and switch.
Okay, so a couple things. Number one, we did have a meeting on August 6th with the homeowners that everyone was invited to, with the developer. We did have a meeting here on September 24th with the mayor, give you a nice update what's going on. And then we had a meeting on November 5th, which we invited all the homeowners, and we were very, very forward and direct. And we explained to the homeowners that the dues were looking like they were going to go from 500 to 1125, and why they were going to increase. A couple things why there would be an increase, because number one, all this common area is transferring over from the declarant to the homeowners association, and it's the homeowners association's responsibility to maintain it. So with that, there's costs, and when you have the cost, you divide it by the number of lots, and that's how you back into your assessment.